My name is Dr. Brijesh Kumar from Department of Tourism Management, Government College, Sector 9, Gurugram. Today I am going to discuss a topic on classification of hotel, and this topic is taken from the subject Hotel and Resort Management. Learning objectives of the topics are: first, need for the classification of hotels; second, classification of hotels on the basis of star rating, size, location, type of clientele, duration of stay, level of service, and alternative accommodation. Now the question arises: why the need for hotel classification? The hotels in the olden days only provided the basic need of shelter, and standards of hygiene and sanitation were almost non-existent. The modern hotel provides a clean, hygienic, and well-appointed room with excellent services to its guests. Now, every hotel tries to establish itself as unique, offering the best services to its guests. The classification of hotels help tourists to select a hotel that meet their requirements. Thus, hotel classification serves the following purpose. First, it acts as a measure of control over hotels with respect to the quality of services offered in each category. Second, it provides an idea to tourists regarding the range and type of hotels available within a geographical location. Third, it lends uniformity in services and sets general standards of a hotel. Now, the question arises: who does the hotel classification? The Indian hotel industry follows the star rating system, which indicates the number and standard of facilities offered by the hotel. The classification of hotels is done by a central government committee called the Hotel, Restaurant Approval and Classification Committee, which inspects the hotels based on the facilities and services offered. The classification committee includes the chairman and other members chosen from the government and industry associations such as Federation of Hotel and Restaurant Association of India. Second, Hotel Association of India. Next, Indian Association of Tour Operators. Next, Travel Agent Association of India, or by the Institute of Hotel Management, Catering Technology and Applied Nutrition. In case of the heritage category, a representative of the Indian Heritage Hotel Association, that is IHHA, is included in the committee. The committee visits the hotel and evaluates the facilities and services of the hotels before the grade is awarded. Now, the classification of star rated hotels. First is 1 star. These properties are generally small and independently owned with a family atmosphere. There may be a limited range of facilities and the meals may be simple. For example, lunch may not be served, or some bedrooms may not have an ensuite bath or shower. However, maintenance, cleanliness, and comfort would be of an acceptable standard. Next is 2-star hotels. In this class, hotels will typically be small to medium sized and offer more facilities than 1-star hotels. Guests can expect comfortable, well equipped overnight accommodation, usually with an en-suite bath or shower. Reception and other staff will aim for a more professional presentation than at the 1-star level and will offer a wide range of straightforward services, including food and beverages. Next is 3-star hotels. At this level, hotels offer higher quality of services and range of facilities than at the lower star classification. Reception and other public areas will be more spacious, and the restaurant will normally also cater to non-residents. All bedrooms will have an en-suite bath and shower and will offer a good standard of comfort and equipment such as direct dial telephone and toiletries in the bathroom. Besides room service, some provisions for business travelers can be expected. Next is 4-star hotels. Expectations at this level include a high degree of luxury as well as quality in the furnishing, decor and equipment in every area of the hotel. Bedrooms will also usually offer more space than at the lower star levels. There will be well designed with coordinated furnishing and decor. The en-suite bathrooms will have both a bath and shower. There will be a higher staff to guest ratio with provisions of porter service, 24 hours room service and laundry and dry cleaning service. The restaurant will demonstrate a serious approach to its cuisines. Now 5-star hotels. 5-star hotels offer spacious and luxurious accommodation throughout the hotel, matching the best international standards. The interior design should impress with its quality and attention to detail, comfort and elegance. The furnishing should be immaculate. The service should be formal, well supervised and flawless in its attention to guests' need without being intrusive. The restaurant will demonstrate a high level of technical skill. The staff will be knowledgeable, helpful and well versed in all aspects of the customer care, combining efficiency with courtesy. Now, the classification of heritage hotels. According to the Ministry of Tourism, the heritage hotels are further subdivided into 3 categories. First is heritage. This category covers hotels in residence, havelis, hunting lodges, forts and palaces built between 1935 and 1950. Second is heritage classic. This category covers hotels in residences, havelis, hunting lodges, forts and palaces built prior to 1935 but after 1920. Third is of heritage grand. This category covers hotels in residences, havelis, hunting lodges, forts and palaces built prior to 1920. Now, the classification of hotels on the basis of size, or we can say on the basis of rooms. The capacity of a hotel in terms of the number of rooms is a yardstick for the categorization of the hotel by size. Hotels with 25 rooms and less may be termed small. Those with 25 to 100 may be called medium, and those with 101 to 300 rooms are called large. And in the last, hotels with over 300 rooms, which are very common now these days, may be termed as very large hotels. Now, the classification of hotels on the basis of location. The location of the hotel is one of the major criteria for travelers to select a hotel. Hotels may be located in the city center, suburban areas, natural locations such as hill stations and sea beaches, near the port of entry into a country, etc. They may be classified into the following categories on the basis of their location. First is downtown hotels. A downtown hotel is located in the center of the city or within a short distance from the business centers, shopping areas, theaters, public offices, etc. The room rates in these hotels may be higher than similar hotels in other areas. They are generally preferred by business clientele as they find it convenient to stay close to the place of their business activities. Hotel Intercontinental New Delhi and Hotel Le Méridien Pune are examples of downtown hotels. Second is suburban hotels. These hotels are located near the outskirts of the city, providing similar facilities as the downtown hotels. These hotels are set in suburban areas and have the advantage of quieter surroundings. Such hotels are ideal for people who prefer to stay away from their busy life of the city. The duration of the stay of guests in these hotels may be longer than at the hotels located in the city. The room rates in such hotels are moderate and may attract the budget travelers. Trident Hotel Gurgaon and Uppal Orchids New Delhi are examples of suburban hotels. Next is Airport Hotel. Airport hotels are situated near the airports and other ports of entry, offering all the services of a commercial hotel. These hotels are generally selected by the passengers who need a stopover en route their journey. Hotel Centaur Mumbai and Radisson New Delhi are examples of airport hotels. Fourth is Resort Hotel. Hotels that are located at tourist destinations such as hill stations, sea beaches, and countryside are referred to as resort hotels. These hotels have a very calm and natural ambience. They are mostly away from the cities and are located in pollution-free environment. The room rates in these hotels may range from moderate to high, depending on the additional services offered. These hotels combine stay facilities with leisure activities such as golf, summer and winter sports, etc. Some of these hotels are projected as a dream destination to guests who wish to enjoy the beauty of nature and have a memorable holiday. The occupancy in resorts is normally higher during the vacation time and weekends when guests want to take a break from their weekly routine. Next is motel. In the year 1950, the concept of motels came into existence to meet the requirements of such highway travelers. Travelers who were traveling in their own vehicles needed a neat and clean accommodation for the night. They also require garages along with refueling facilities for their vehicles. A motel offers facilities such as accommodation, food and drinks, garage facilities, a parking lot, and refueling for vehicles. Next is floatel. As the name suggests, floatels are types of lodging properties that float on the surface of water. Some of the floatels provide luxurious accommodation along with food and beverage facilities to guests. The houseboat of Dal Lake in Srinagar, in Jammu and Kashmir and Kerala are some examples of floatels in India. Now, the classification of hotels on the basis of clientele. First is commercial or business hotel. Commercial hotel is designed to cater to the business traveler. Commercial hotels are generally situated in the city center. These hotels provide high standard rooms and amenities, along with high speed internet connectivity, business centers, and conference halls. They also provide in house secretarial services as well as facilities such as letter drafting, typing, fax, and photocopying of documents for the convenience of their guests. The guest amenities at commercial hotels may include complimentary newspaper, morning coffee, cable television, and access to channeled music and movies. The duration of guest stay is generally very short at these hotels. The occupancy level is higher during the weekdays and slightly lower during the weekends. These hotels are known as downtown hotels. The Park and Hotel Intercontinental in New Delhi are examples of business or commercial hotels. Second is transient hotels. Transient hotels cater to the needs of people who are on the move and need a stopover en route their journey. These hotels are located near ports of entry such as seaport, airport, and major railway stations. These hotels are normally selected by transient travelers. Transient hotels are usually 5-star and their target market includes business clientele, airline passenger, etc. The occupancy rates is usually very high, sometimes more than 100%, as rooms can be sold more than once on a given day. Hotel Santoor and Radisson in New Delhi are examples of transient hotels in India. Third is suite hotel. Suite hotels provide the highest level of personalized service to guests. The guest rooms generally includes a living area, kitchen, complete with a refrigerator and a microwave, a bedroom attached with a bathroom, and sometimes even a dance floor. The facilities are highly customized and may include valet service, personalized guest stationery, high speed internet connection, and in room safety locker facility. Fourth is residential hotel. As the name suggests, residential hotels provide accommodation for a longer duration. These hotels are generally selected by people who are on a temporary official deputation to a city where they do not have their own residential accommodation. Guests stay for a minimum period of 1 month and up to 2 years. The services offered by these hotels are modest. Next is bed and breakfast hotel. Bed and breakfast hotels are lodging establishments generally operated by large families. The owner usually lives on the premise and is responsible for serving breakfast to guests. Guests are accommodated in bedrooms and breakfast is served in the room or sometimes in the dining room. The bathrooms may be attached to the guest rooms or may be on a sharing basis. As the tariff is generally lower than a full service hotel at these properties, they are suitable for budget travelers. Sixth is conference centers. The word conference means a meeting, sometimes lasting for several days, in which people with a common interest participate in discussions or listen to lectures to obtain information. Thus, a conference center is a hotel which caters to the needs of a conference delegation. These hotels provide rooms to delegate of conferences, a conference hall with the desired sitting arrangements for the meetings, food and beverage requirements during and after the conference, and other requirements such as flip chart, whiteboard with markers, overhead projectors, television, slide projector, LCD projector with screen, computer and public address system. These are large hotels having more than 400 guest rooms. The services provided are of the highest standard. Normally, conferences are charged as packages which include accommodation and meeting facilities. Hotel Ashok New Delhi is an example of conference centers. Next is convention hotels. In this type of meeting involves a large number of participants. The hotels catering to the needs of this segment are known as convention hotels. These hotels may have more than 2000 rooms to accommodate the large number of delegates. They are equipped with state-of-the-art convention center with all the required facilities such as sitting arrangements and audio-visual equipments, public address system to meet the demands of a convention. Hotel Taj Palace, New Delhi and Hotel JP Palace, Agra are examples of convention hotels in India. Now the classification of hotels on the basis of duration of guest stay. First is commercial hotel. The duration of guest stay in these hotels is short, ranging from a few days to a week. Second is transient hotel, mostly occupied by travelers as stopovers en route their journey. The duration of stay at transient hotels is very short, a day or even less. Third is semi-residential hotel. These hotels are generally selected by people who are staying at a location while in transit to another palace. The duration of stay may range from few weeks to some months. They incorporate the feature of both transient and residential hotels. Next is residential hotels, or we can say apartment hotel. As the name suggests, residential hotels provide accommodation for long duration and are selected by people who stay for a long time. The duration of stay may range from months to few years. Now the classification of hotels on the basis of level of service. First is upmarket. Upmarket hotels target the rich people of society. Hotels in the upmarket category offer world-class products with personalized services of the highest standard. Next is mid-market hotels. These hotels offer modest services. They may offer services such as room service, round-the-clock coffee shop, airport, railway station pick-up and drop facilities, and multi-cuisine restaurant with bar. The room rent is much lower than the upmarket hotels. These hotels are selected by business travelers, individual travelers, and groups. Third is budget or economy hotels. They target middle class people for bookings. These hotels are known as economy or limited service hotels. They appeal primarily to budget minded travelers and groups. The clientele of budget hotels may include families with children, bus tour groups, vacationers, retired persons, and group of people traveling together. These hotels have clean and comfortable guest room, a coffee shop, a multi-cuisine restaurant, in-room telephone, and channeled music and movies. Next is the classification of hotels on the basis of alternative accommodation. Alternative accommodation can be simply defined as all those types of accommodation that are available outside the formal or organized accommodation sector. These are: first, Sarai Dharamshala. These lodging properties are mostly found at popular pilgrimage palaces. They are generally constructed by welfare trusts, social organizations, etc. Second is Dak Bangla, Circuit House, Forest Lodge, a legacy of the British Raj. These were built as rest houses for colonial officials across the country as well as in remote areas and in scenic beauties. These properties are owned by the various state governments and can be assessed through the local district administration. Next is camping grounds. Camping grounds are normally located within the cities in open spaces. They provide parking spaces along with water, electricity, and toilets. Camps must follow certain regulations regarding the quality of services and cost and are set up by municipalities. Fourth is youth hostel. The youth from rural as well as urban areas travel for various reasons such as education, adventure, and recreation. Youth hostels were established to cater to the youths on the move who couldn't afford sleep hotel rents. A youth hostel generally provides low cost dormitory accommodation with common bathing and cafeteria facilities. They may also provide kitchens for self catering. Next is Yatri Niwas. A Yatri Niwas provide low cost self service accommodation to domestic tourists in cities. These properties are located at historical, cultural, and natural sites. Now, in the end, there are some questions with 4 options. You have to read these questions very carefully and select the correct option. Question number 1. Need for hotel classification: A. To provide quality service, B. Entertainment, C. Marketing, D. Increase revenue. Question number 2. Hotels which are small, independent, with family atmosphere: A. 4 star, B. 1 star, C. 5 star, D. 2 star. Question number 3. Heritage hotels built prior to 1920: A. 5 star deluxe, B. Heritage Grand, C. Heritage Classic, D. Heritage. Question number 4. Hotels with 26 to 100 rooms are: A. Very large hotel, B. Small hotel, C. Large hotel, D. Medium hotel. Question number 5. Hotels which are located in the center of the city: A. Airport hotel, B. Downtown hotel. C. Resort hotel. D. Suburban hotel. Question number 6. Hotels which cater to business travelers. A. Commercial hotel. B. Transit hotel. C. Convention hotels. D. Suite hotels. Question 7. Hotel provides accommodation for a long duration. A. Apartment hotel. B. Commercial hotel. C. Transit hotel. D. Suburban hotel. Question number 8. Hotel which provide inexpensive rooms are A. Luxury hotel. B. Transit hotel. C. Mid-market hotel. D. Budget hotel. Question number 9. Properties mostly found in pilgrimage center. A. Sarai Dharamshala. B. Railway retiring rooms. C. Tourist camps hotel. D. Suburban hotel. Question number 10. Transition hotels cater A. Pilgrimage traveler. B. Occupied by travelers as stopover en route. C. Business travelers. D. Medical travelers. So these were some of the questions related to classifications of hotel. Thank you.